Good morning from Louisville, Kentucky to West England. Okay, let me show you what I went ahead and did real quick. I went ahead and put in the filters, I went ahead and put the null pointer. It's just down here in the filter file. I went ahead and just put null pointer. Oh, and if you do something like this, it'll take it as a tag because it looks for a beginning tag character, and it actually kind of strips all the white characters off the front of the line, so it'll strip tabs and things like that. So this would actually wind up going over here, and it thinks it's a tag. So you'd have to look for tag contents. And this way, I think by using just null pointer, it'll pick up null pointer forms and maybe something else that would be within that tag. But I went ahead and put no legendary in there as well. So I went ahead and put this. I do have the, let's see, where are we? I do have in the startup file, in the any file, the application's any file, up in the startup tag, I do have the initial file to load to be the Papyrus 0 log, which should be, I have that set up in mine. You'll probably have to put that in the package that I released, the package I linked you to, because I believe I commented that out, and that way they could just run it. I never thought about it. I actually should have left that in there, and I'll probably go back in the package and put that in, because that way it almost guarantees it always brings up the first log. But now when you go ahead and run it, let me go ahead and do that real quick. We'll just go over here to the folder over here where it's at, and then we'll just launch the application. So now there is a null pointer section which will bring you to here. And like where it says to pick, if you don't want that on there, then you would go over here to this section over here in the locals file, and you would put no pick and then bound it so that way it's in between that, and that way that won't show up, and that'll help clean that up a little bit. But I don't see any null pointers in there for legendary items, which is good. Let me get this out of the way. I don't see for that, but you can go over here to where it's no legendary, and then you can actually see the occurrences. So you can see, the actual, where I extracted the fields, like the script names and stuff like that. And you can still go in and look them up in the log. So I'll go ahead and link this to you. And all you gotta do, just if you haven't already done it, you can just drag and drop this filter file onto the one that would be in that folder, and you should be good to go. All right, I'm gonna hop here for a little bit. I know all the family's gonna be coming over here shortly. They're gonna pile over here. Let's see, it's about 10:15 here, so they're gonna be piling over about 3. We're actually gonna make some tacos. I'm the resident house chef. Usually Gail or my daughter, they'll fix some stuff. And we're trying to get it so that each time a different family member that comes over, it's not so much like their turn to cook, but they bring something to the table. So, if they like, for example, my daughter's a vegetarian, so she likes bean burritos. So, she's like, okay, we're cooking with beans today. Everything is beans, or this is a vegetarian or a vegan meal, and we'll give it a shot and see what it tastes like. That's kind of like what we're getting to. But unfortunately today I'm on the firing line today, so I'm up on the squad. So yeah, that'll be this afternoon. So I won't have a whole lot of time to do much testing, but I will pop down every now and then just to kind of take a break and sit down and see how things are going, and check in from time to time. But I'm gonna go ahead and link you to this, and like I say, just drag and drop it, or you can just look at the contents and type it out on yours if you want. And yeah, and you should be good to go. And that way, you could look for code specific things. Or for example, if in all your scripting you preface each line you output with a particular word like debug. So, debug, and then, if you want to do something like that, and since it's only debug testing, or if you turn on a debugging a flag in your any files, your mods any files. It does take up more text space, but it's not something that I think a user would run under normal circumstances, and therefore you could create words that you could specifically look for across all of your mods, not just a single mod to try to, get you to that specific record that you're looking for. Well, if you need if you have any ideas on any kind of little interfaces like this, the template I set up works really good. It's quick. I can usually pop them out within hours. It doesn't take that long, as long as I know what data that I'm reading. Now, if it's data I've never seen before, I have to kind of look at it and through trial and error, kind of get to that in product. But um, it's just copy and paste. I just grab the previous one, copy it over, and then change a few lines of code, and then add the new custom code at the bottom, and yeah, that's it. All right, man. I'm gonna cut you loose for a little bit, and yeah, I'll check back in later and see what you got. If you got another test, we'll put it on the rack and see how she floats. All right, man. I'll chat at you later.